Hi, it's Caroline. Welcome to the channel and welcome to another video. As you may recall, in my last video I said I was going to put a cider on. Now unfortunately you can't get cider kit anywhere, not even from Amazon, so I thought what a better time to show you how to make wine using natural ingredients. I'm also sick of my lockdown hair, so I thought, do you know what, let's tie it up, let's go foraging for elderflowers. So had my carrier bag and my secateurs, and off we went in the lovely Staffordshire countryside foraging for elderflowers. I now have a huge bag of. Okay, so the equipment that you will need is a carrier bag, some secateurs. You will need a fermentation bucket with lid and airlock. So this is the whole equipment that you'll need for the whole process, not for today, but I thought if you were going to follow this video with me, you probably need to make sure that you had everything. Wouldn't want to get to the next part of the process and then you go, we haven't got a Demi-John. So you're going to need a jug, which will give you measurements up to a pint, because that's how much flowers we need, a grater, juicer, thermometer, and a spoon. So that's for today. And then in the next process you'll need a Demi-John with an airlock and a bung, a funnel, muslin square, siphon, and then eventually you're going to need empty bottles, so either 6 large or 24 small bottles. So that's all the equipment for the whole process. So the ingredients for today: you're going to need obviously your elderflower. I'll come on to how we cut those in a second. You're going to need 3 pounds of sugar. You're going to need 2 lemons for the zest and the juice, and you're going to need some tannin. Now you can buy tannin in a tub similar to this, but if you haven't got any tannin, then you can use basically stewed tea. So I prepared one earlier. It's just had a tea bag sitting in and it's very stewed. I wouldn't drink that. Any tea bag. It is a Yorkshire tea. I am a Manchester girl, but I do quite like a Yorkshire tea. So that's the equipment for today. So let's get on with prepping the flowers. So we need about a pint of flowers. So what I'm going to do, actually the stalks are quite bitter and actually poisonous, so the only bit that you can eat on an elder tree is the elderflower, and obviously later on in the year the elderberries. So I'm just going to snip off the flowers, leave the obviously the stalks behind. So I've prepared all the elderflowers. We've got about a pint there. There are quite a lot left, so I think I might make some cordial later to add to my gin. So I've got 3 pounds of sugar, which I'm going to put into the fermentation bucket, and so I'll do that now. That's all in, and I've got 3 pints of boiling water, which I'm going to add. Hopefully this will be enough to dissolve the sugar, but if not I might need to add another pint. I'm just going to give that a stir. Okay, so the sugar's all dissolved. I'm going to add the flowers. Give those a stir. Oh, so lovely. Give those a stir in, and then I'm going to grate the zest of 2 lemons to add. So got my grater, 2 lemons. So that's the zest of the 2 lemons, which is obviously going in the bucket. And I'll add the tannin in now as well. So I've removed the tea bag. So that's going in. And then I'm going to juice the lemons. They're the same lemons that I used for the zest, so I'm just going to get the juice out of out of these. Okay, so I've squeezed all of the lemons. So I'm going to add the juice. And now I'm going to give that a really good stir. Now, in order for the yeast to activate, it needs to be at 20 degrees. If it's too hot or too cold, it won't activate and we won't get alcohol. And then there's no point in doing all of this, is there? So, foraging for elderflower. So I've got my thermometer. I'm going to add 3 pints of sort of cold tap water to the bucket. I'm going to give it a stir and then I'm going to test the temperature because I might need to either add some hot water or a combination of hot and cold just to get that temperature to 20 degrees. This has been sterilised as well. I need a prop. I need my glasses. So I'm going to have to add cold water. Oh, they're not the ones. Oh, they're here, sorry. Okay, so I've checked the temperature. Needed my glasses because I can't see. And that's really high. It's at 37 degrees. So I'm going to add some more cold water. There's no point adding the yeast yet because it just won't work and then you're just wasting your time. So I'll check the temperature again. Yeah, it's still at 30 degrees. So we're going to have to leave this. I'll put the lid on. I'm going to have to leave this now somewhere cool just so that the temperature drops down and then we'll come back and we'll put the yeast in. So we've checked the temperature and it's currently at 23 degrees, which is absolutely fine to add the yeast. Before I do that, I just wanted to mention, in case you're going to follow the process with me, you will need also hydrometer and a sample tube as well, and I'll show you how to use that when we get round to that part. So there's not a lot of nutrients in elderflower, so to give them a little bit of a boost before we add the yeast, we do need to add some yeast nutrient. So I've measured out just slightly over a teaspoon, which I'm going to add into the bucket now. I'll give that a quick stir. And then I'm going to add the yeast as well. So just 1 packet, 1 5-gram packet of yeast. So sprinkle that in. Obviously give that a good stir as well. So this needs to be kept at a consistent temperature of about 20 to 22 degrees. I'm going to bring out the old faithful heat mat, which you can see behind me, to keep it on. It will need to stay on the heat mat for about 7 days, and I'm going to stir it every day for 4 days. So put the lid on. The airlock has been filled, so obviously we'll know once the yeast is activating because the airlock will start to bubble. So I'm going to put that on the heat pad, as I say, for 7 days. If you want to follow the process alongside me, it's a perfect time to make elderflower wine. They come into flower end of May through June. There's an abundance of them at the moment, so yeah, try something new. If you've enjoyed today's video, please like, share and subscribe. See you on the next video. Cheers!